Hello and welcome to the new home of the Broncos in 1993. The magnificent ANZ Stadium, housed within the Queen Elizabeth II complex here in Brisbane, and a crowd, they say, the biggest in rugby league history in Queensland, eclipsing the previous best of 46,000 when Great Britain played Australia here at Lang Park. Michael Buettner it is that kicks off for the Parramatta Eels. Alan Langer is the first Bronco to get a touch on the ANZ Stadium turf. And Khan is the first to feel it. Now Lazarus goes ahead, that sternum very heavily guarded again today. Alan Cann. One significant change in the Broncos team. Penalty goes to the Broncos, the Eels inside the 5. Andrew G is out of the side. Peter Sterling joins me in commentary for tonight's game.
A marvellous occasion this for both teams. Ray is almost a mistake made by the Brisbane side. Marn has touched the ball, so we will have a scrum feed.
Scrum just outside the Eels' 20-metre line.
Of course, Brisbane looking to emulate what Parramatta were able to do in 1986 at the opening of their stadium. Big win over St George that day. Brings back some memories watching this game as Kevin Wallace takes on Speechley and beats him in good cover defence from the lock position from Mark Horrow.
15 away from the line. Are we close to the first try on the stadium? Cann is tackled. Now they're about 15 metres out, coming the other way. Langer lets decoys go. Khan goes for the corner. The Eels' defence is solid. Much more across with Ericsson.
The problem there for the Parramatta side was that the centres were caught on the far side. There's Michael Ericsson coming in, crossing cover. The man inside him, Les much more arriving late. Dunn was the man inside initially.
Ericsson. So this is the first time that the Eels have had the ball. Flanagan is the dummy half. Paul Dunn has got an enormous job in front of him today. He's by far and away the most experienced of this 6 that represent the blue and golds this afternoon. Mann. Speechley. Julian O'Neill with him. O'Neill a little bit disappointed with Khan for not giving it to him. Now Walters looking for a back line that was not there.
That's the kind of play that Parramatta must come up with today. Good bustling game in defence. They've only conceded 1 try in the opening 2 rounds of this year's competition. That's what they must base their attack, their whole game on. We saw St George do it successfully a couple of weeks ago. A bustling game. That's the need. The urgent need for Parramatta this afternoon.
Madison near the halfway line. They go for the kick. O'Neill this time driving it deep and low. Mann is there for the second bounce. Coming into the game, Parramatta 2 from 2. The Broncos losing that match at Carlaw Park last weekend to the Canterbury outfit. Now Cameron Blair. Dunn. Alan Langer, very prominent in the front line today. The Broncos captain taking on the big forwards. Flanagan. Horrow, 30 years old today. Charge down on the Speechley kick. A chance for the Broncos. Galbraith will arrive first. Line drop out.
Great cover from Stu Galbraith there. Last week in the East-North game, we saw a couple of charge downs from Gary Larson. This occasion, Chris Johns got his foot to the ball. It was only quick thinking by the halfback to get back and save the situation that saved the Eels.
Michael Butner. Young centre combination here for the Eels today. Not a big drop kick, and so the Broncos come back off their 40-metre line, off the Eels' 40-metre line, in fact. So on the second tackle, they've reached the 20-metre line. Gilmeister to play it away from Kieran Walters. Madison turned it inside for Cam. 12 metres from the line. Langer, Kevin Walters now away for Chris Johns. Julian O'Neill coming on the inside. Khan on the outer. Now Lazarus takes it up for one more settle. And they prepare now for the last play. Langer juggles it, gets it in behind the three-quarters. But Mann was there and equal to it. Good work, Langer. Good work, Mann. Galbraith comes away. Madison wraps him up. Well, Brisbane have had all the ball. They've had all the territory.
So important for Parramatta to remain solid there. As you pointed out, a lot of possession to the Brisbane side early in this game. The defence is held for Parramatta, and now they'll just work their way back into a good kicking position. They are playing against the wind, so they want to make as much ground in this first 5 as possible.
Johnston plays the ball. Flanagan spears it back for Speechley to clear. Breeze definitely behind Brisbane in the first half of this match. Langer straight across for Hancock. In a rather strange position for him. Renouf was way out on the left wing. Hancock had come into a 5/8 position. Now this is going to be a penalty. Kieran Walters was getting up to play the ball, but he's been pushed down again by the Eels. And the Broncos kick leaves a bit to be desired. It still manages to find the line, but it'll be a scrum. Metres out from the line. Khan in from the right wing, taking the first play. Madison should probably get involved on the next play. This is Johns. Back and away for Kevin Walters. Just outside the 20-metre line. Kieran Walters brings it back to the right for Langer. Hone, Khan. Ericsson's got him around the legs, and Horrow was involved as well, but it's a penalty to Brisbane. And the Broncos are taking the quick tap. Not interested in the 2. Cam is brought down 18 metres away from the line. He may have taken a little left hand from Cameron Blair. Madison gets it away. It's Walters that hands it off. Hone bumps away from one, but he's pulled down by Blair.
Some great work from Blair. He was a mile offside when they took the tap, but he got away with it. Brisbane looking to keep the ball alive in the 20-metre area, and that's an ominous sign for the Eels.
Hone plays it 12 metres out. It comes away to Gilmeister. Now it goes on to Walters. Now Kieran Walters, only inches short of the line. His brother a dummy half. Back it goes for Gilmeister. Floats the pass out for Khan. Khan and Ericsson. Ericsson equal to it with much more. 5 gone. Gilmeister a long ball. Langer shapes the kick. Then the intercept by Flanagan. Flanagan for Parramatta. Outside the quarter and down to the 30-metre line.
Magnificent defence from Parramatta there. Brisbane throwing everything at them. Flanagan got in a good position, got up quickly off the line, was able to take an intercept. Now Bartolo takes it outside the 40. Absorbed all the early pressure, the Eels. And a marvellous job in defence to date.
It was always going to be an awesome task for them, but they've had little or no ball, no territory. But they've done a magnificent job as Dunn gets it away for young Weston. 5 gone against the Eels. They've made fairly good territory. Mann for Galbraith to put it up. Galbraith's kick sitting up there. O'Neill loses it. Again, Julian O'Neill exposed to the high ball.
It was a poor chase from Parramatta. The kick was maybe a little bit too long, but with O'Neill coming up with the mistake, Parramatta side needed to be there quicker to take advantage of it. Just a little bit of urgency missing on that chase.
This is Hone. He's the new man in the side. Not that he's a new man to the Broncos' first-grade team. Takes the place of Andrew G. Care with a fend on Cameron Blair, and eventually put down by Michael Buettner. 5 tackles are gone. Brisbane are with it. Langer drops it onto the right foot. Sends it down the ground. He wasn't looking to be flash with the kick, looking for field position. And Mann comes back to the 20-metre line. Kevin Walters did the chasing. Chris Johns did the supporting. Mann plays it for Ericsson. Again, Kevin Walters makes the tackle with an assist from Terry Madison. Flanagan. Mark Horrow.
Been a very positive start from Brisbane, looking to throw the ball at all opportunities. It's their forte, keeping the ball alive. And defensively, they've been very strong as well. A good chase on the kick there from Langer. Well into the tackle count. The Eels still to get over the halfway line.
Blair, he plays it. Speechley. Puts the ball down. It'll bounce on the try line, and Julian O'Neill is going to be forced to pick it up and bring it back. Back towards the 10-metre line. Ericsson solid in defence with much more. Big occasion for him. He's been with the club a few years. I don't know if he's played too much first grade, though, if any at all. Hancock. Good tackle from Bartolo.
Yes, Robert Muchmore has been at the club a couple of years now. Local junior, has played first grade. Always been on the fringe of selection. And defensively, he's played very strongly out there. Big job, of course, up against Renouf and Johns. That is one of the strong points of his game on the last tackle here. Brisbane in to kick out from their own 20-metre line. Langer gets one down low, and Mann should take this in pretty good position.
Scott Mann spent a goodly portion of the off-season playing in England. Fiery young customer. He earned the displeasure of the judiciary last year. I think on a couple of occasions, once in Perth, I remember distinctly. Now Mark Horrow, picked up and bundled away by Mark Hone. They're on the halfway mark as it goes on now to Fernley. And Flanagan rushes into acting half. Weston wants it blind. He was only running a decoy. Galbraith for Speechley, now for much more. And that's a beaut tackle there by Trevor Gilmeister. Now Dunn shows it on the inside. Says, come with me, but monstered away there by the Brisbane defence. This is the last.
I think they go high again. Back to Speechley. A little bit too deep once again, and an easy catch for O'Neill this time.
So Julian O'Neill getting play back almost to the 20-metre line. Kevin Walters. Renouf, he's put it down. Great opportunity for the Eels. Weston, 8 metres from the line. Galbraith at acting half. From Dunn to Speechley. Decoy run for Fernley. Blair not held the first time. He is the second. Brisbane are inside the 5. It's a presentation 2-pointer for Parramatta. I don't think they'll be taking the tap.
A good pressure from Parramatta, forcing the stake out wide. Steve Renouf came up with the drop ball. Weston had a winger outside him. They scrambled well, the Brisbane side. This was the next play. Cameron Blair coming inside. The referee has ruled that the players outside in defence for Brisbane were offside.
86% strike rate off the kicks in the first 2 rounds. I dare not say it. But he is right in front.
It's a big occasion for this youngster, Australian schoolboy.
Well, there's 2 points for him, and in fact, Michael Buettner gets the first points ever in a rugby league match at the ANZ Stadium.
Come on, you blacks. Tell us.
From Speechley for Mann. Parramatta now bringing it away from their own 20-metre zone. This is much more. Ericsson coming in to take a forward play. He's certainly big enough
Poor pass there from Shane Flanagan. Took a couple of steps before giving it to Dunn. Ball now comes back to Michael Speechley. Drives it in between O'Neill and Khan.
O'Neill comes back with a flashing run, but just ankle tapped. Langer, Kevin Walters. They almost back to the halfway line. Billy Khan picked up by the Eels and driven back. This is Madison. 2-0 in favour of Parramatta. Gilmeister, short pass. Lazarus loses it. Buettner's got the ball for Parramatta now. 45 metres out from his own line. Bartolo. Dunn. Fernley. Galbraith, Speechley combine, and there's the pass for Buettner. Turn back inside for Bartolo. Hancock wraps him up. 30 metres out, this is the last. Galbraith steps, gets inside Hancock. O'Neill will have to go high. He didn't get a shot at it. There's a Parramatta player down injured, Stu Galbraith. And Hone comes up with the ball for Brisbane.
Chris Johns, good ground, bit fortuitous that bounce there for the Broncos. Paul Dunn trying to dive on the ball. Langer attacks the blind side now. Hit back straight away.
Parramatta with only 12 men in the line. Galbraith is still receiving attention and he's in agony. Kerrod Walters. Hancock. Beaten 2 of them. Replacement getting ready for Parramatta. It's Tulson Tollett. Khan gets a great pass. Scott Mann. Nicely positioned though. .41 for Parramatta is...
That's Darren Windmill.
Windmill.
One of their off-season signings.
Now Buettner. Dunn. Right on the 30-metre line. Parramatta's end of the ground and they still lead by 2 points to 0, Parramatta. Galbraith, he's okay. I thought Parramatta may have been without him for some time.
On every occasion after a Parramatta kick, Brisbane side have looked to go wide. They've done again on this occasion. Steve Renouf still manages to get a ball away to Hancock with 2 players hanging off him. They've got to stop the football, Parramatta. It's one way of doing it, knocking it down, but it'll be a Broncos feed.
Right on the halfway mark. Temperatures here in the very high 20s. Much hotter than in Sydney when we left this morning. Gilmeister. Madison. Langer. Away from Kevin Walters. O'Neill makes the extra man. He also makes the break and he'll go all the way. O'Neill scores. First try on the Broncos' new stadium.
And a great individual effort there from this talented fullback for Brisbane. Got on the outside of the Parramatta defence. They were a little bit skinny out there with the fact that Paul Dunn was caught out there with not a lot of support from his inside backs. As Langer gets the ball out, the second man pass. There you see Paul Dunn is the man caught out. But really, there needed to be a 5'8". Michael Spezia, I didn't think, made a great effort to come from the blind side of the ruck. He had to get out there, and the call was too big for the front rower to come up with that tackle against the speed men.
Watch the speed of O'Neill in the last part of the try, Pete. He actually runs away from Mann. Mann thought he had him in his sights. Well, he found another gear.
He stood him up well, didn't he? Mann in two minds. Steve Renoff was coming on the inside to support. It was always going to be a try to one of those players.
He's kicked 4 goals for the season from 6 attempts. This is him from the touchline. 21 metres out. In flight, looks okay. Hits the upright, bounces away. So it's Brisbane leading Parramatta by 4 points to 2. Butner getting this next passage of play underway for us. Lazarus comes back.
Very important passage now, Ray. We saw last week against Canterbury, Brisbane put on 10 points in a twinkling of an eye. Parramatta have defended well up to this time. But when they get on a roll, the Broncos, they're difficult to stop, and they can score points quickly. And that's good ground there made by Alan Cairn on the far side of the ruck.
Madison! Renoff! Oh, desperate tackle by Galbraith. Karen Walters. Hancock. Windmill low. Butner over the top. Hancock not happy with the referee's interpretation of the tackle. Penalty goes to Brisbane. Parramatta inside the 5.
Very poor mistake there from Parramatta. That was the last tackle. He's just too lazy to get back behind the referee. And on this occasion, Langer looks to kick for goal. This was the last tackle. A cardinal sin to make a mistake or give a penalty away late in the tackle count.
Just off centre then, Terry Madison. Off the 20-metre line, and it's there. Further 2 points for the Broncos. 50,000 fans roar their delight. 6-2 in favour of Brisbane. Scrum screwed around, but now the 5'8" Walters works with Johns on a run-around mission, then for Renoff, pulled down by Butner. Right on the halfway. Hancock comes off his left wing. Now, he'll give a penalty. It's for raking the ball out in the tackle. And there was no doubt that an Eels hand, that of Shane Flanagan, was in there. So they take the penalty, and the tap is to come 35 metres away from the Parramatta line. Karen Walters does that job. And this is Peter Ryan.
Not that far out from half-time now. Parramatta really need to stay solid in defence here. The Broncos could run in a try. It would undo a lot of the good work that Parramatta have come up with in the first 40 minutes. Take the blind side, Terry Madison. We're going to see John Fernley called out here. Again, some bemused look on the faces of the players involved.
Well, Harrigan's indication to Captain Stu Galbraith is that the tackle was too high. Galbraith laughs it off. Here it is on replay. A little bit of sadism coming through in your personality today. Madison gets the 2 points. 8 points to 2 now in favour of Brisbane. Penalties are 6-4 to Brisbane. Galbraith's a bit of a game cock, isn't he?
He's a class player, Ray. He's a test player. I just like his involvement. He chases everything. With 5 tackles to go now, Parramatta desperate to run some points in. That's Windmill, the second time he's been hit with a cruncher. That one from the replacement, Peter Ryan. But again, gets up and plays the ball quickly as Parramatta spread it wide.
Speechley offloading for Butner to give to Mann, calling much more inside. But Kerrod Walters comes up with the ball. Juggling performance by Lazarus. And referee Harrigan rules a knock-on. Well, it must have been Mark Hone that knocked on, because I didn't think it happened with Lazarus. Strange one. Speechley and Butner combine. Mann comes in from the back, much more ran the decoy. Johns makes the grassing tackle. Ericsson at acting half, away for Windmill. Flanagan. Horrow. Just got a feeling a couple of these Parramatta forwards are not taking the ball up at top speed, and they're making themselves easy targets. Now Bartola has a bit of light stepping, promotes it for Butner. Butner looks for support, nobody there. Not at the right time anyway. Galbraith to Dunn. Dunn puts it in the air. Johns is under it, so is Willie Kahn. Magnificent take by the Australian wing three-quarter. O'Neill.
Paul Dunn forced to kick on that occasion. Great take from Kahn, coming at speed, flying high and staying in the field of play.
Hone. He's made some hit-ups, Mark Hone. Grabbed the opportunity given to him by Coach Wayne Bennett. Bennett described him to me last year as one of his most valuable players. He was one of those guys with Gilmeister that was always going to be there. With no days off duty for test and representative honours.
This will be the last play of the game. They'll go high for the first half. Speechley does so. Good chase here.
O'Neill and Kahn go for it. Mann comes up with it for Parramatta. There's the siren. There is no more. 40 minutes gone. Brisbane leading Parramatta by 8 points to 2. And so Gillian O'Neill sends this ball down for Stu Galbraith to send Windmill back at the opposition. Windmill coming on midway through that first half. And taking the place of Dallas Weston.
Yes, you have to feel that Weston must have been hurt as the first mistake of the second half made by John Fernley. A poor pass out of dummy half. Weston had a very strong opening to the game, and we haven't seen him back in the match.
Brisbane winning this scrum. 35 metres out now from the Parramatta line. Renoff. Nicely put away by Mann and Speechley. Peter Ryan. Madison and Gilmeister. And Can putting it down. Blair. Eight points to 2 in favour of Brisbane. Mann. This is Windmill again. Galbraith. Short pass for Dunn. Galbraith's kick sending O'Neill across to the right of the park. Muchmore was up very quickly in defence. Good work by him to shut O'Neill down. Kahn.
Again, Brisbane prepared to throw the football after a Parramatta kick. This time Ryan taking the ball forward. Always looking to keep the ball alive, the Brisbane side.
Can made a mistake on his previous touch. Not this time, though. Kerrod Walters acting half. For Langer, he offloads quickly for Gilmeister. Then for Kevin Walters. wrapping around from behind. John steps out of the tackle and takes it 35 metres out from the line. This is the last. Langer will probably go skywards. Keeps it low, in fact, over to the blind side. Kept on the foot by Khan. Cleaned up by Mann. Could have easily been a try for Brisbane. Ericsson.
Near thing, this one. A kick back to the blind side. Found Michael Ericsson somewhat out of position. A little bit slow to turn, and Willie Khan threw on the fly. Fortunately for Parramatta, Mann able to get there in time.
Parramatta now taking it away from the danger zone through Michael Butner. Flanagan cleaning up the dregs. Galbraith. A kick just refusing to do what Galbraith wanted it to. O'Neill, grassing tackle by Galbraith. He was the kicker, and he put on a great chase. Kevin Walters combines with Johns, but the Eels' defence was the highlight of that play. Ryan. Lazarus. You'll notice Lazarus with this sternum injury that he's taking into the games. He'll often run at the opposition and he'll turn sideways. He does the same when he's tackling. So tender, apparently, is the injury. Mann. Flanagan a dummy. Speechley, formerly with the Cronulla club. He was one of Parramatta's big off-season buys, along with this fellow Dunn, who leaves it behind. Scooped away by Blair and through Speechley. It's gone on to Windmill. But he's like a shag on a rock out there. Nobody went with him. Fernley. Galbraith. Renoff.
I don't know if the chip kicks are the go when you've got the wind. It's early in the second half, trying to get good field position. That's what Brisbane now have on the second tackle.
Madison.
And we'll see the difference between the two teams in this set of six. The amount of hands that the Brisbane team are able to get the football through. A lot of one-out stuff from Parramatta. Brisbane just able to keep the ball alive. That little bit more expertise.
Ken. Langer. Forward running as a pair.
Line ball, that one, Ray. Going across to Trevor Gilmeister. And support outside him. Last tackle option there from Alan Langer. I thought nearly play on.
Ericsson. Horrow. Right on the halfway line. Dunn turns it in. Blair has to try and hurdle his way through. Gave them a quick play, the ball, though. Flanagan tries to improve. Does all right. Now it's Bartolo. And that's a high tackle. Parramatta will take the kick, I would think. Madison, the offender.
Great play the ball there from Cameron Blair. Flanagan got out of dummy half. And Joe Bartolo ended up the ball there. You see a swing yard from Gilmeister. Again, fairly innocuous, but it does give... Yeah, that's play on. Has to be play on. But instead we have an opportunity for Parramatta in front of the post to add 2 points to their score.
28 metres out, right in front for Butner. Not leaving the line at any stage. 8 points to 4 in favour of Brisbane.
We saw a couple of suggestions in today's papers from a couple of the coaches saying that maybe the differential penalty for the high tackle is the way to go. I tend to agree with that, as Khan nearly goes straight through, the middle of the Parramatta defence. Danger time now for the Eels.
10 metres away from the line, Madison tries to burrow his way through. Gerard Walters, a dummy half. Long ball, Langer. Shorter pass for Walters, smothered by Speechley. Langer to dummy half. Now O'Neill. Parramatta desperately hanging on. Down 8 points to 4. Hancock bumps away from 2. 5 metres out from the line on 5. Langer. Short pass for Kevin Walters, then for Gilmeister. Gilmeister gets it down for Kevin Walters. Miraculous piece of play, but Khan knocked on.
And I think there was a dead set shepherd in there from the Brisbane side anyway. Justice in the end there as Willie Khan knocks on. You'll see here as they keep the ball alive. There's the shepherd there. Much more finally comes up with the tackle, but allowed Brisbane to keep the ball alive. Great defence. Again, Brisbane throwing everything at them. We've got a touch judge on here. Stu Galbraith has actually thrown a short right hand at Julian O'Neill, which happened long ago. It was forgotten. Julian O'Neill objected at the time. Galbraith claiming that O'Neill held on to his jersey. What this touch judge is doing on now, I'll never know. It happened 2 tackles ago. It was a short right hand that happens in a game. That's a ridiculous penalty.
Langer kicks it backwards. Glenn Lazarus. Madison. Can. Brisbane setting it up. Ryan. Madison. Inside ball for Gilmeister. Right for Langer. Grab a kick. Horrow gets it over the dead ball line. And then gives himself a facial on the imitation grass which is covering the athletic track.
Very dangerous, Alan Langer. Changing the point of the kick there. Horrow did well. Now another set of 6 going to be very difficult for Parramatta to hold on here.
Speechley. Butner. Well tackled. Renoff was the man. Galbraith away from Mahon. Fernley. Over for Ericsson. Midway between the 20-metre line and the halfway, Ericsson with no markers. Galbraith. Speechley shows it to Blair, unloads to much more, and another very good front-on tackle by Renoff. And Brisbane come away with the football. Now Willie Khan makes the mistake. Parramatta, Horrow, 35 out. Ericsson, 25 out. Gets inside 1. Had 1 to beat. O'Neill made the tackle. Parramatta with a chance. Away from Fernley. Speechley. Now it's gone out from Mahon to Butner. Butner turns it back inside for Bartolo.
Went forward. Only the second tackle. Great attacking opportunity there from Parramatta. Michael Butner just needed to hold on to the football here. See, this pass is the one. Yeah, it's just touch forward as Langer comes across in cover. Game flowing from end to end.
Scrum 1 against the feed.
Got it down.
No! Renoff, tremendous defence.
Well, the Parramatta players appealing to the in-goal touch, Judge. It'll be very interesting to have a look at that. It's a great scrum win against the feed through weight. Galbraith away from the scrum base. A great tackle again from Steve Renoff. Does he get the ball down? Well, we can't see from that angle, but you'd have to doubt it. What a magnificent tackle there from the centre three-quarter.
Parramatta winning this scrum. Under the new rules, it was there. Loose head and feed. Bartolo, 5 metres away from the Brisbane line. Paul Dunn runs a very wide blindside. Flanagan's at acting half. Throws the dummy and takes the tackle. 8 points to 4 in favour of Brisbane. Galbraith turns it for Michael Butner. That time they got it down. Butner scores for Parramatta.
A set move there from the Eels, close in. Beautiful sleight of hand there from Stu Galbraith. That'll have him a little bit happier than when his try was disallowed, and Michael Butner, the young centre, straight up the middle of the ruck. Brisbane have been on the rack for a little while down there. Here it is. It's just a very simple set play, splitting the markers. And in between Gilmeister and Ryan goes Butner to plant the ball down. No doubt about that one. 8-all kick to come. Lovely little scissors play. As I say, split the markers. And Butner forced his way over.
12 metres out. Just off centre. He's got the extra 2. Parramatta grabs the lead. O'Neill gets us going once more, and Windmill comes back to the 20-metre line. Bartolo. Horrow.
Simple mistakes in the game now are really going to be the ones that cost the team.
That might be the one that they didn't need.
Yes. Vulnerable straight after scoring points, most sides. Parramatta now in that position.
Madison. Lazarus. Good front-on defence by Cameron Blair. Langer. Away to Kevin Walters. Herded back into the centre. 22 metres out from the line. Gilmeister. Can. That's the end of 5. Langer. This time he goes to the air. Up they go. The ball comes loose. Butner. 6 more tackles, says the referee. That first tackle doesn't count. That's in fact what that referee indication is.
That's Tolson Tollett on the field for Parramatta, and Robert Muchmore going back on for Michael Speechley. Cameron Blair busts a tackle straight through.
Blair goes outside the 40-metre line, looking for the speed men. Renoff makes the tackle. Bartolo goes from dummy half. Tollett gives it back for Mann. Mann's 25 out. 5 gone for Parramatta. Galbraith for Dunn. This is Flanagan. Now it came off a Brisbane player as he turned it inside.
I think Flanagan may have already been ruled in touch.
I don't know. The touch judge, to me, pointed towards a Bronco player.
Well, he was in the field of play. It is a Parramatta feed. That's a big play there from Shane Flanagan on the last tackle.
Galbraith. Parramatta leading by 10 points to 8.
John Plathorn for Brisbane made 2 tackles in a row there. Replacements coming thick and fast now.
Horrow. Plath making his 3rd tackle back-to-back. Flanagan away. Galbraith juggles. 6 metres out from the line.
Looking to run Paul Dunn at Alan Langer on the blind side. They go the open. Pollock throws it over the top. Cleaned up by Plath.
Gilmeister. Parramatta got to try and keep Brisbane as deep in their own territory as possible now. That's good defence on Glenn Lazarus. Gerard Walters grimaces as he comes away. Lazarus pulled down by Flanagan. Langer turns it inside. Kevin Walters supports. 5 gone. O'Neill. This is Bartolo. Mann. Plath makes his 4th tackle, and he's only been out there a very short time. Tollett driven back in defence. Gerard Walters was the fellow. Now Cameron Blair gives it to Flanagan. Flanagan wrapped up by Mark Hone.
Great front on defence there from Gerard Walters, and to my mind he is the danger man for the Parramatta side. Remember a few years ago we actually led the Broncos 22-8 with 20 minutes to go. Gerard Walters turned the game with his running from dummy half. The markers are the important people out there in this last 10 minutes for the Eels.
Played by Scott Mann. Given away for Tollett. And Parramatta goes for the bomb. And O'Neill goes up and is magnificent. Now they stretch it quickly. Khan has the ball jolted from his grasp. The referee was prepared to play the advantage, but not now. Brisbane have got the ball, so the scrum will go down.
Great tackle here, front on once again from Mark Horrow.
Tollett. Windmill. Galbraith. Dunn. Turned inside for Big Erickson. 9 metres from the line. The Eels lead by 2. Can they shut it down here? Much more. He loses it. Superb hit by Chris Johns. Home.
It's been the kind of game, Ray, where we've seen the ball go down on a few occasions, but it's been the quality of defence. Well, that was actually dropped before he got to Chris Johns. There's been some magnificent front-on defence from players in both teams. And maybe from players you wouldn't expect. Steve Renoff, some of his front-on shots have been like the back rowers.
Hancock gets busy. They're 40 metres away from their own line. Walters tries to slice through. Hand off for Gilmeister. Then he gets the pass away. I think Renoff got a hand to it. And really, I think that should have been a penalty to Parramatta.
Robert Muchmore in a fair bit of trouble here. Front on as Galbraith sits down. Big shot put on Muchmore there. Here we'll see it. As Gilmeister keeps the ball going. There it is, the big front on. Hit on Gilmeister, and Muchmore came out worse for wear.
Parramatta winning the scrum. Scott Mann living in his back line now. Flanagan hasn't come out of the scrum. He's looking for attention. Cameron Blair burrows the ball 5 metres into Brisbane's area. Dunn. Tollett. Infield pass for, is that David Penner?
Yes, it is. The ball's come out. It'll be a penalty. I thought Penner might have lost that one. Bill Harrigan, he's seen the hand in there. Big decision now whether to kick for goal or for touch. Yeah, there's the hand. Didn't have great security. David Penner.
While he prepared the kick, Dallas Weston has gone on for Shane Flanagan. Butner from 39 out, right in front. Looks okay, flags are up. 2 more points for Parramatta. They lead by 12-8, totally against the script. Fernley going back towards the play the ball.
Important that Parramatta don't close up shop too much here. Still got 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock. Not doing much with the football. They need to still put pressure on the Brisbane defence.
This is David Penn. Left thigh lightly strapped. Tulson Tollett joined Parramatta from Penrith. Galbraith that came off a Bronco, came back into Tollett's hands. It was a miraculous piece of football. Now Butner's passed and he probably didn't have to. Hancock's with the ball.
Well, I didn't see the referee signal 6 again, Ray, so Butner, realising it was the last tackle, tried to get rid of the football. Centre play now, Lazarus taken front on by Cameron Blair. Desperation stakes now for the Broncos, but they're ever dangerous.
I wish you'd sit down. You've become a handful in the broadcasting box as Cam is tackled. 30 metres out. Walters. Platt. Tackling like men inspired. The men from Parramatta. Langer grubbers, Galbraith cleans up. Langer makes the tackle. This is good stuff here. Ericsson. There's a tackle. That's one. Ericsson driven into the ground. Blair. Silly part about that last tackle on Ericsson is had he landed on his head, it would have been called a spear or dangerous tackle. Done. Handoff. Tollett. 5 gone for the Eels. They're 21 metres out from the line. Galbraith grubbers it into the... well, he's done better than that. He's found the line 5 metres out. He's been the quality player in the Eels team, Galbraith. Talking of quality players, MMI Insurance on a Sunday, they give us the $1,000 Man of the Match award. Plath.
Brisbane are going to throw the ball around here. They must do so. Under 2 minutes to go in this game. They've got numbers to the right.
Langer. O'Neill. He kicks out the other side. Who's got the football? Parramatta.
Oh, great clean up there, Michael Ericsson. Put his body on the line. Now a smart set of 6 from Parramatta will just about wrap this game up.
Scott Mann. It's all only a question of protecting the ball for Parramatta. Fernley. Well, this looks like being the first big shock of 1993. The opening of the ANZ Stadium, 51,500 people here to see, the majority of them to see a Broncos victory. The Eels inside the last minute, leading 12-8. Fatnauna puts it down. Langer can't handle. Now he can. Fatnauna. Taken by Bartolo. Carr. Back for O'Neill. Back for Carr. Galbraith around the legs again.
30 seconds to go. Brisbane must keep it alive. Hancock getting involved.
Hancock, 22 metres out from the line. Dunn says something to the referee. Langer cuts out a player, finds Gilmeister. Now Plath works his way into a gap. It's closed though, 30 metres out from their own line. The Eels are going to win it. Kerrod Walters outpasses the ball to O'Neill. He tries to get a kick in. There's the siren. Bartolo is tackled. It's all over, and the Parramatta side, jubilation for them. Not too many thought they came here with any hope of winning, but they've defeated the Broncos 12 points to 8.